There's a guy I'm subbed to, I think I'm subbed to him. He always pops up in my news feed, Dabu something, 877, like this. Dabu and some numbers. And it's a bit fear pointy. You know, it's another one of those your family's already dead kind of things. But he was talking about the grid, the possibility of the grid coming down. So of course I check, you know, I check here to see if it's attached to that grid. If we're attached to the grid, we're not. We have our own grid. But it doesn't mean anything, because if, quote unquote, the grid goes down, it's going to be a fake thing anyway. So, I mean, they could just as easily say, oh yeah, it's down here too, because the grid went down the country. That's a card I'm surprised they haven't played yet. I haven't watched the video, but I kind of get an idea. I've watched some of this stuff before. He's got like this really affected kind of, it sounds like he's doing an impersonation of Alex Jones. I mean, I'm not, bagging on the way he talks. I have a fucking lisp. But my lisp isn't natural. It's because I have 2 broken molars in my mouth that I haven't fixed because of, well, the past few years I was tied up in the COVID thing. There was a time where I couldn't go to a dentist unless I was vaccinated. So I got to get that fixed soon. But anyway, so yeah, it sounds like he's doing an Alex Jones impersonation. And he's a little, like I said, a little fear porny, but he's always got something interesting. And it made me think about the grid thing. I know they're doing rolling blackouts in some part of the some part of the country. I know in California, they tend to get away with that because of how it's aligned politically. This place is basically politically aligned with California. The problem is there's a tourist industry here, so they can't fuck with us too much because there's people that come here from around the world. And it's a place where a lot of the farmers like to come too, and they have land here and stuff. I think if anything that could possibly help us, and to some extent, from being too fucked with, just because they need this place for certain things. I mean, it's a military base, first and foremost. And then there's a tourism industry, but the farmers like coming here. They like this place. They all have land here. They all have property here. John Podesta famously owns a hot dog stand here. Just hot dogs. Hillary Clinton likes it. She mentioned in her emails a couple years ago how she misses his hot dog stand here in Hawaii. And I'm sure the hot dog is really good. For those kind of people. I don't think it's the kind of hot dogs we want to eat. Yeah, so anyway. So I think because of that, and because China has such an interest in this place, everyone's got their hand in the pie that is Hawaii. And this area in particular, Honolulu, because it's the most, it's the place where all the people are, It's actually known as the gathering place. And a lot of people have a lot of interest here, a lot of land here, a lot of big tech people. So as much as they want to bring the pain down on the population, and they do, not for any reason other than just because they can, I don't know how much they can screw with this place. I mean, they can, of course. They can do whatever they want. They can torpedo this place into the ocean. But I think they like it here, and they have too many interests here. And it's also a large hub for a lot of bad stuff, which I talk about here, and I'm kind of trying to stay away from talking about it. I have enough videos about it, but human trafficking, organ trade, slavery, all that kind of stuff. It's a hub for it. internationally. Just because, well, a lot of reasons, where it's situated, how close it is to, how far it is from the mainland U.S., and how close it is to other places. But yeah, enough about that. So I think, with these grid down situations, I think what it would be, of course, because the farmers tend to treat us people like an abusive relationship. They do something terrible to you. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, just a guy singing. He's got a song in his heart. They like to do shit to you, like fuck us over. And then they pull up the throttle and let us have some freedom back. That's how they do it. They hit you and then they give you flowers. That's the way they operate with us. But, so yeah, the thing about throttling stuff here is that they need the services here, and they need people to wash their feet, right? I mean, they need the foot washers to be able to live and to come and go. And they're trying to make the place, ultimately that's kind of what they want to do, is just have it be those having the feet washed and the foot washers. And that's really all they want. That divide between the haves and the have-nots. A lot of the kind of social experimentation is done here because it's a controlled area, so they can do it in the micro before they take it onto the mainland and try it there, So there's a lot of shit that goes on here, Plus with like I said earlier, it's a military base, really, it's a tank with a postcard on it. But yeah, will they do a grid down thing? Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done it already. But what I was going to say with the thing about how they treat us as a abusive relationship, what they'll do is they'll take it down for a couple days, and then they'll be like, oh, we got it back on. And then they'll use that to mess with people, basically, to get them to conform to doing new things. Maybe there'll be, new mandates where you can't use a certain amount of energy, or you have to go to a certain place to get, they can't use the water pumps anymore, so you have to pick up waters at, your local FEMA distribution center. There's all different kind of ways they can work that. As far as just shutting it off, like indefinitely, I don't think that's going to happen. Because I can't see how it wouldn't hurt them too. Of course, they would have all their stuff wouldn't be shut off. They'd have all the amenities. But in order for their whole thing to work, this whole thing, it's too tied in with their cattle. They have their interests, and this doesn't just go for energy. It goes for a lot of things. Their system that runs, that they get their energy from, their luge harvesting, is predicated on having some sort of movement and life for their cattle. So they can really only go so far, unless they're going unless they're going total bunker chan and just fucking hitting the bunkers and pushing the destructio button, however that may be. I mean, it wouldn't be nuclear, of course, because those things don't exist. They want you to think they do, though, because they use them to scare you, of course. But there's no nuclear weapons. So yeah, I mean, I think it's absolutely possible that there would be a grid situation. They'd come up with any excuse for there to be a grid power down, but it wouldn't, in my opinion anyway, it wouldn't be like an indefinite thing. It would be used to beat us with. Like, it would be down a couple of days, or even maybe on the more extreme end, a week. See, they can't let, as much as they talk about society going crazy and, having a road type situation, they can't let it get there. Not yet, anyway. I don't think they have the kind of control that they can run things completely on their own outside of the fate of their cattle. You know, they still need us to some extent. For now, this new industrial revolution they're trying to do may put an end to that. But at any rate, they still need. You're a fucking asshole. Guy's got he's got a mask on in his car. His mask on, windows up, hitting pedestrians. Fucking winner. But yeah, so it's just like it caught my eye. It caught my eye. The grid thing. I don't know. It's like I said, it could be used as like just to hit us with it, you know. But completely down for good. I don't think they'd do that unless they're at the end of the plan, of the evil plan. I don't know. Every day there's there's a new factor that gets thrown into the story. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.